Hello, people. What's up? My name is Abhyuday, and welcome back to the Slipstreaming channel. And this is the official podcast known as the Slipstream Podcast. This is the first ever edition. That's right. This is the first ever edition of the podcast that I'm going to start off on this particular channel. In this particular section of the video and the podcast, I will be discussing the preview for this particular weekend's race, which is the Brazilian Grand Prix. And we'll have some race predictions. The way I'll structure it is that there's going to be a prediction of the sprint race as well as the main race. I just want to start off with the format of just predicting and just discussing a few other things for the weekend. Whatever it is, that is something that I will discuss. So anyway, without further ado, let's just get on with it and let's go. Alrighty, so this is going to be the podium prediction for the sprint race. I'm not going to do the quali and pole positions. No, I'm just going to focus on the race. So from that aspect, I would give you the race, the sprint race and the main race. Let's do sprint first. To make things interesting, this is what I'll go with. I think P3, I'm gonna go with Oscar Piastri. Because I think I'll tell you why I think this. I think that while he's been on a very downward form, he might find something in a place like Brazil. As much as anything else, it's a very much driver-centric track, right? It's a very driver-centric racetrack, and people do like driving over there. And Piastri is someone who always goes to such kind of tracks and just completely always super amazing stuff on these kind of tracks. So I think Piastri will have some bit of luck and form. So Oscar will finish P3. P2, I think P2 will be Max Verstappen. I want actually for Max to win both sprint and main. I'm just putting it out there, but that doesn't change my prediction, because I'm going to be a little bit objective and say that I can't just ignore McLaren and Lando's form, particularly right now. And to ignore that would be foolish, because it's not just Max who's in form since the past 5 to 7 races, but it's also Lando who's in form. Because I saw a stat yesterday, I think, which said that Norris has been on 20 podiums, I believe, in the last 24 races. I think it's including last season as well. But I mean, we've already had 20 races in this season, so that means only a couple of times when he's had DNFs, and maybe another couple of times when I think Russell had won or someone, is when he actually didn't go on the podium. Other than that, he's been on podiums, which is very consistent, and then that rakes in the points. So he's built up all that points, and now he has unleashed his form. So Max is going to be P2, and P1 is going to be Norris. This is for the sprint race. We have basically a very boring sort of P1, 2, 3, but this is the sprint race, okay? We're going to do the main race now. P3. I'm going to go with Lewis Hamilton. Yes, I am going with Lewis Hamilton, and that's because I think I think Hamilton has had very good pace both in the race and in quali. Certainly, definitely in the quali, he's been closer to Charles. Uh, but when it comes to the form, he's doing well. I think I mean, because he had a stupid penalty last time around doesn't mean that he's not done well that entire week. So in my view, that I think Brazil is somewhere that he can get a podium. And Brazil, we all know that he's been a monster in the past in Brazil. He loves the track, he loves the people, he has the Senna connection. He's an honorary citizen, or I think dual citizen, I'm not sure, but he's already a citizen there. That kind of gives an extra push any which ways to race drivers to have that kind of home support. So Hamilton is going to be P3 in my prediction, because I think he'll outdrive everyone, especially if it's raining. He is definitely going to be up there with Max, and that is going to be P3. P2. P2. Okay, this is a little bit tough. But if I'm being objective, then I think Norris. I think Lando Norris might be P2 unless something crazy happens, or he spins out of the race, or something crazy happens in the race because it's a wet race, so anything can happen. But I have to give him the benefit of doubt with the form that he's had and the way he's driving. He has done well in the past few races, especially, and he has confidence. That's the biggest part of it. He has confidence now. He has won this last race, and he's been on the podiums, etc., etc. He's done all that stuff. So I think, yeah, I think Norris is P2, and I will have a wild card option also, but I will have a wild card podium as well. Not podium, but a podium position, wherein one person can be swapped essentially for another, without any kind of I mean, I'm not rating it any which ways, but still, it's not something to bet on, but I would still give a wild card for a person who might get into the podium, but I'll have to substitute it with someone. Let's come back to that. P1. I think I'm going with Max. I think Verstappen's gonna clinch this particular win. I don't see how this is not the best weekend of the remaining 3 races. It's a track that is suited to Red Bull. It's a track that is suited to Max. He has won here many times. He won last year, definitely. In 2023 also, I think he won. I don't remember 22. 21 is when Lewis won, but he was P2. He was definitely on the charge over there. 2019 he won. So it's a very much Max Verstappen favorite track, and he loves this track as well. And yeah, it's pretty much going to be Max on the charge, especially if it's raining. It's going to be Max. I don't see any other way of him staying in the championship. If he doesn't win Brazil, I don't think he's going to be that much of a threat in the next 3 races, and the reason is that Qatar and Abu Dhabi, both tracks McLaren will dominate essentially. It's going to be very, very tough for Max to just try and put something miraculous together. But yeah, I think this is what it is when it comes to Max's chances. Brazil is his kind of a second home turf because his partner Kelly PK, um, she obviously belongs to Brazil, and I think Max is already in Brazil since the last weekend. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I think the rain will definitely throw up some curveballs. There might be some one odd wild card, like I said, and coming to that, I think that if I want to take one person as a wild card to be on the podium, firstly I will swap that around with Lando, and the wild card guess that I might have, I don't know, it might be Russell. He's driving the strategy, he's driving the craziness of Mercedes. He's not just lagging behind or anything with Kimi, even though, to be fair, Kimi has pretty much closed that gap to Russell very quickly, I must say. I think let's see what happens, but that's going to be my wild card for the weekend. Let's just have a quick check. Okay, we have on the podium for sprint race, we have Oscar Piastri in P3, we have Max Verstappen in P2, and Norris in P1. And then for the main race, we have Lewis Hamilton in P3, Norris in P2, but an alternate is Russell, and then Max in P1. The next aspect that I want to discuss for the race weekend is championship, definitely. I think this is race. Is this the last sprint race? I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think Qatar is the last one. Yeah, Qatar is the last one. But anyway, I think this is the last sort of what do you say? Last chance, last hurrah, last whatever for Max to just get on. The way I am looking at it right now, let me just quickly go back to my other view and let's look at the drivers championship. Okay, now with the sprint races and main race predictions, if we go for Lando, let's see what his total would be. So I've kept Lando in sprint race, I've kept him as P1, which is 8 points, so 357 plus 8, and then I've put him in P2 for the main race, which is 18 points, so he will be at 383. Let's keep that in mind, 383. And then we have Oscar right now sitting at 356. 356 for Oscar, plus sprint race I've given him P3, which tallies up to with 6 points. And in the main race, I think Oscar might just finish P4, so I'll give him 12 points, so he's 374, which means Norris will have a 9-point lead if it goes the way I say. And then Max, he's at 321. If he is P2 in the sprint, which is 7 points, plus if he wins the race, which is 25, so he will be at 353. That means he will be 30 points behind Lando, and he will be 21 points behind Oscar. The only difference here is that, you know, if Lando is performing well, then Max will have a very, you know, high deficit to the championship when it comes to even the last race, but it will still be on. It will still be on. Nothing will be, you know, not in play, basically. I think that will be all from my end. That's it I will definitely come back and stream all sessions. I'm going to do it for FP1 as well, because it's going to be a crucial FP1 and it'll give us an insight as to what might happen during the sprint race and qualies and etc. etc. So I'm going to be streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, all three platforms all together. My channel name is SLIPSTREAMING, or my handle name is SLIPSTREAMING-01. You can find it, search it. I'll probably link it somewhere over here. And also, if you do like watching movies and you like watching shows and reactions of it, I do reaction videos as well. And so if you do like it, please go ahead and watch my YouTube channel, which is Silver Screen Reacts. I have put in 4 videos. It's just starting up. It's a new channel. Everything is new for me, for both F1 as well as the other channel. So do check it out. I hope you guys like it. I'm also going to be setting up a Patreon for that particular section of my work, which is for movies and shows. So I'll give that as well as in when we progress through it. See you guys over the weekend. I will schedule my streams. If not, I will definitely stream. Do watch out. Hit like on that video and follow me. Subscribe. Do all that jazz so that you get to know when I am streaming. That's all for now. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.